Hey there, thank you for watching the video of Chrome browser DevTools. DevTools are a powerful set of tools helping web developers to build better applications. In this video, we are going to learn about something very special about the console tab or console panel. Console panels are developers' friend. Those are extremely useful to try out things before you try out in the actual application. We are going to learn about a few tips and tricks in this video that is going to make you much more efficient and productive. You're all for it? So let's get started. To access the console panel, you have to right click on the browser and then click on inspect. Once you click on inspect, the browser DevTools will appear momentarily, and at the top you will be able to see bunch of tabs. In that tabs, go to the console tab by clicking on it, and this is where all the magic starts. So we are going to see certain tips and tricks now that is going to blow your mind. So please try this along with watching this video so that you can get a good grip on it. First thing we are going to see about is about going multi-line. So one thing with the command in the console is like, if you say number 1 and if you just press enter, it executes immediately. But at some point of time, you may want to kind of type multi-line and then want to execute. So what you can do in those cases, like if you type something and then press shift enter, the cursor goes to the next line automatically. It doesn't execute whatever you have typed into the console. So here, for example, I can do 1 plus and then again shift enter, say 2, and then it automatically then executes the expression as 3. So this is powerful, simple tips that might make your life much easier. Shift enter to come to the next line, not to execute what you are typing. Otherwise, pressing enter will execute the things immediately. One of the things that this console panel is famous for you to type lot of console.log. So in your JavaScript programming, if you type like console.log passing any message, you get to see that messages into the console panel. Here also you can start typing like say console.log, say hi. Now this is fine, it prints an hi, but the console.log function has few extra advantages. You can actually pass few switches to customize these log messages. One of the very important switch that we kind of use in the JavaScript programming is called %C. So with %C switch, you can pass the CSS. You can actually style how this log message is gonna be. So it means that in your programming, you can actually say that okay, certain messages you want in the black background and the red foreground, or green background, yellow foreground, whatever it is, you can customize each of the log messages. In this particular example that I have posted here, as you see, I'm using few switches. This %C is for using CSS, which I'm doing here, like background black, font size, and the color green. The %D is for formatting variable as an integer, that is for this number 3. And %S is for formatting a variable as a string, that is for bikes. Now if I just press enter, do you see what exactly happened in the console.log? I am seeing this particular text like, I have 3 bikes with a bigger font size, a black background, and the green color. So it means that you can actually control the formatting of your log much better way with these switches. In this we have seen %C, %D, and %S. There are %F, %O as well, where you can actually format the floating point number, or you can actually print the DOM element and things like that. So you can actually refer to Chrome Developers Guide to learn more about these switches. But this is something that are most used and I have showed here. The next one you want to see about storing as global variable. This is very handy. Let's assume that you have an array of object that gets printed into your console like this. Now if you say user, you get this array of object back printed over here. Now in this array of object, you are interested to work on only this element. How are you going to do? So one way, definitely it will be like you take it like user of 1, and that kind of gives you that particular element. Now think about this object is pretty much nested. So you have to type all this user, that kind of thing, like one by one you have to type, you have to fetch certain things from the inside. That is quite cumbersome. Instead of that, whatever you are looking for, just right click on that and say store object as global variable. If you do this, this particular object is available to you in this temp1 variable. Now with this temp1 variable, you can actually perform any actions that you're looking for. For example, temp1 dot age is going to give you Sam's age. So this is pretty handy. You can actually extract out anything as a global variable and then kind of start working on that. Now let us learn a little bit more about the advanced logging. So you know that console.log is going to log the messages on the console, but you can actually format certain data structure in a better way. For example, I am seeing an array of object. Now if I press enter, it is going to give me this array of object back, but you can actually make a better representation of this one. To that, you can use the function called console.table and then pass this particular array into this, and this is going to give you a tabular representation. As you see, if I do console.table of user, in the index of 0, 1, this is available, index of 1, this is available. So this is very good if you have a bigger arrays, larger arrays, and you want to kind of print them in this way to kind of inspect that. In that case, it is very, very useful. The next one that we are going to talk about is about a setting called preserve logs. What exactly happened if I refresh this browser? I am going to lose all the logs that I have done here. So everything is gone, it's fresh, and a new log started coming. But on every such routing or navigation change, if you want to preserve the log, just go and click on the settings, say preserve log, and then now onwards, if you have any log, for example, if I do console.log user, of course user is not here now, so it will give this error, but still, if you refresh the browser, let's see what happened. Here this log is still preserved. You have not lost this log, and the new log also started coming. So once you want to preserve the log on the console panel, please turn on this particular setting. Next, let's start talking about console grouping. So in console, you can actually group the log messages so that you can actually separate them out based on their context and kind of start viewing them on the need basis. So how do you do it? So there are two functions that you can call on the console. One is like group, another is the group end. Console.log we have already seen. So it means that these logs, all these logs that are specified over here, these are grouped under this particular group, right? So if you just execute this one, what you are seeing is like the group name that you have given, testing my calc function, is become the main group heading the root, and all your logs inside that become part of this one. So if you have another group, you can again do console.group that particular group name, have your logs, and then do a group end. So that way you actually separate out all your logs in the group basis wherever you require. This is very handy in case you have lot of logs and you kind of group them together. Please use console.group and console.group end. So the last one about console log panel is about a handy operator called $_. What exactly $_ is? Let's understand. So we'll do 1 + 2 = 3. Now $_ always refer to the previous execution output. So if I do now $_, it actually gives me 3. See, you don't have to really again do 1 + 2. So if you do $_ + 5, you actually have 8. So it means you can use this $_ to get the value of your last execution output, and then you can utilize that. I hope you got everything that we have discussed now. By the way, along with console.log, there are few other methods like console.error, So if you do console.error and say pass some message, this shows in a different color, and also is different kind of notation. This is an error. And you can also do something like console.warn. So you have console.warn and you can do a warning. This will be again in a different kind of color and notation, it's warning. And then simply you can also do console.log that we have been doing all the while. That is a simple logging. And you can also do console.debug, right? So please remember all these things together and you can actually utilize them. So I hope you found this particular video very useful, and if that is the case, please subscribe to this channel because we keep sharing such tips and tricks in this channel. All right, so please take a great care of yourself. We'll be back very soon with the next video. Thank you.